Okay. So, so we look and we just go through the stuff that we trade here. And again, there's more to trade, but this is the stuff we're watching now is the cleanest for new traders. Okay. That's what I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for all of you. Okay. I mean, I trade, I trade all these markets almost at some point or another. Either I carry a position or but I'll trade anything that I think is in a blow off. Okay. So, but anyways, I wanted to take crude oil, but as you said, hey, you know what? Like I said, it looks better. And if I was a BS salesman, I would tell you that it was a great trade and you missed it. But that's not my style. That's, as you know, that is not my style. Okay. But again, volumes are fairly pathetic. Okay. Which again, listen, we expect that. We know that's part of it, right? I mean, this is again, this goes back to the battle within. Okay. And that's the hardest battle for most to win, because you sit here and you're dying to do something, you want to make money, and you think by being more active you make money. Well, actually, you're more often than not, you're making money by not getting in, because you're not losing. Okay. So anyways, where'd my little pooch go? My little pooch doesn't know where she's at. She's so lonely. Anyways, so like I said, if you look down here, you see absolutely nothing moving. So where am I going? I got nowhere to go. I have to sit back, and I think the less you do, okay, the less you try to find a trade, okay, the better off you are. Okay, and again, if you've been with me for any length of time, I will tell you there are times to be aggressive and times to be passive. Well, this is certainly a time to be passive, because you're not getting enough action. And the only thing you can do by creating it is to put yourself at risk. Okay? Like yesterday, we made one trade yesterday. I'm going to call it a break even, but I know some made money on it, but I don't care. It was no worse than break even. So we've done this 2 days. We made money both days. Okay. And on Ticker Talker, we were hitting about 80%. And again, that's awfully high. Okay. So I'm not, listen, I expect 66% is what I expect. Okay. 80% is a joke, but I mean, listen, I'll take it. Okay. But at the end of the day, okay, we're going to hit 66 is our number. One who's been with me for a long time is at 70. Okay. He confirmed that the other day when he was here. So, but again, it's the ability to wait for it and not try to rush it. Okay. So if you can do that, you're going to have a great chance to make a lot of money. Okay. If you can't do that, you're only going to continue to put yourself in harm's way. Okay. So, I mean, again, like I said, I don't tell you things because I want to torture you. I'm telling you things because it's real life. Okay. You get no bullshit here. Excuse me though, for those who are offended by that language, but I get very frustrated when I see some of the crap that's out there. Where are we? This is going to be a shot potentially right here. Okay. I will bet this is a blow off volume wise or close to. I don't know if the price will hold up, but I will guarantee that this will be volume wise. It should get there. Okay. Or be very close. Let's see. Nope. And notice gold is falling apart. Look, again, I don't trade gold. I did miss this one. I would have traded. I missed it. If you were around, that was right on the number. Whatever number came out today, which I have no idea, but that was right on the number. Okay, at 8:30 Eastern. Okay, so again, if you were watching and you could execute it, it was a great trade. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, so we're coming up to the bar. So let's just go back to where we know was potential. Okay, now again, I could make this, I could justify making this trade, but I'm not going to. Okay. I have all the justification. It meets every qualification except my new one I put in with these dull, slow markets, which is more volume. Again, I want to really see the panic or the puke from those guys, from other traders before I jump in. Okay. That's all. I mean, the beautiful thing about this kind of trading is you have choice. Okay. That's still one of the freedoms we still have, right? We got freedom of choice here as to when we decide to pull the trigger. So I'm just saying to you, this is the time to be the most conservative because it's the least time. It's the least amount of time that's going to give you as big an edge, unless you get it. Now they will show up. Okay, they do show up on occasion, and we've taken most of them that have showed up, and we've done well on most of them that showed up. But you have to remember that. Again, I go back to the same words, the battle within is always the hardest battle in everything that I do. Okay. In all products, the biggest battle is the battle in between yourself. Okay. Because that's where issues come, because we all have a desire or a feeling that we want to, well, how can we make money? We're not in the trade. Well, how about if you can save money by not being in, right? I mean, again, it may sound simple, but it's a lot easier said than done for many. And listen, I have the same issues as everybody else. Again, I go back to what I always tell you. This is the same reason why I used to spend more time on the golf course, because I didn't want to be involved in markets like this. I mean, this is pretty much torture. Okay. So again, so we're watching. Okay. So we did get close to the volume, but again, not enough. So I just said pass. Okay. Let me just go back now. And again, we're just going to, we're going to basically hang here and talk, because I don't suspect that we're going to get anything in this, 45 minutes or whatever time, again, I'll cut it short if there's nothing going on, because I got other things to do, but I will be on Loose Claimant today, by the way, at 3:55. If anybody wants to watch me unshaven, I forgot I had a hit today. I'm going with the gruffy look today. But in the meantime, again, I just got to watch. Okay. I can't make it happen. Okay. And there's very little action in any market right now. Okay. I can give you general commentary. Oh, great. Yeah. XM, what was it? 147. I can't give you, anything right immediately, but I would not be surprised if we saw some reversal in the S&P and the Dow. I'm not predicting. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. I have no position. I have nothing to support that. It's just an opinion of what looks like. And I think that gold and silver could end up negative on the day after being much higher earlier. They've been slowly grinding down all day. So again, these are just opinions of watching. Bitcoin's been getting clobbered recently. Down 3,000 today only. But it ain't that big a deal. Okay. Again, that market is as wild as it comes. It's the Wild West right now. But it's really no different than any other market when they first started. Okay. I mean, again, when you just look at it from a market perspective and forget what it is, we know that new markets are generally pretty volatile anyways. Okay. And certainly unregulated new markets are really volatile. Okay. Plus, you got the ongoing battle between, government and the participants. So, we'll see. As I say, I own it. I'm not getting out. I'm willing to take it to zero. If that's where it ends up, I got no issue with it. Okay. Again, I didn't put enough in to get too aggressive or too excited. Okay. So, but anyways, as we go back, and I said, I'm not going to go over these, every couple of minutes because it just doesn't pay. I can see by watching the watch list that there's almost virtually nothing going on. Okay. And I don't know that there's anything going on in any markets. right now. Okay, so the question always remains is, well, if there's nothing going on, why do I want to play? And that's a good question, because you don't. Okay, now certainly if you got questions, you can fire them in, because, you know, listen, if you got time, and, you know, if I don't see the trade, some people message me, I will get to it, I promise. You won't miss anything. So if you have any questions, fire them in. Again, we can certainly, you know, chat, and I can answer questions while we're hanging out. Oh, my tennis pro, what's up? What's up, my tennis pro? And the golfers here, everybody's here. It must be quiet everywhere. Must be too hot in the desert to play golf. Who the hell's that? Hold on a second, please. Hello. Hello. From where? Oh, yeah. How you doing, buddy? Good. What are you supposed to tell me? I got one at 355, right? Whatever. I'm always in front of the camera. You know, I'm on my own camera, not on a whatchamacallit today, not on a WebEx or whatever that you guys use. Okay, through LTN, they get all the information there. That's how they usually get me. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Good thing I answered. That was Fox Business. When we're busy again, you use the ATR. Well, busy and price movement are not always the same, right? When the price movement gets wild, in other words, I use ATR when the numbers get too big, when my basics, which are $2, 2 points or $2 in the S&P, 20 ticks in the Russell, 20 ticks in the Dow, and 10 ticks in the euro currency if you're using that, and $10 or 10 full points, which is really 40 ticks in the NASDAQ, right? Because they're broken in quarters, or they halves. You know, I'm so famished here. I got to remember now. Are they halves or quarters? I think they're quarters, right? Yeah, they're quarters. So that's actually 40. Okay, but it's just easier just to say $2, 20, 20, 40, or 20, $2, 20, 20, 10, and 10. One's 10, which equals 40, and the 10 ticks in the euro currency, okay, equals 20 actually, because they're half ticks. Okay, so yeah, but I mean the one thing to always remember, if my numbers are greater than the ATR, you use my numbers. Okay. When they start to get out of line, and they will again, right? Remember, we had a special webinar during COVID, okay? You know, because I could see that the prices were getting nuts and we were taking profits faster. You know, you might get some. You never know if you're going to get any action today or not. You know, look, we're in a market that is loaded with complacency. You know, the government and the Fed is ruining the world. Okay, you know, with this free money and all this stimulus, because you know what it really does. You know what's really happening here, right? Does anybody really understand what's really going on here? Okay, I'll give you a quick explanation because we got nothing to do. Okay, so if you want it, I'll give it to you. If you don't want it, I'll keep my mouth shut. I don't care. And I'm not criticizing anybody. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. Okay, if you want to know, say yes. If not, if you don't want to know, say no. And because I don't want to, you know, I don't care. Okay, well, I think what's going on. You'll hear this today. If they talk to me, if they'll let me voice it, okay, is that the between the government and the Fed, you know, all the stimulus they're creating, that really does not benefit the middle class. Okay, the stimulus does not benefit the middle class. Okay, what it does is it keeps the middle class to poor happy and voting. Okay, but because they want to keep getting the free money in their mind, but of course it's not free. But what's going on behind the scenes, like BlackRock. Okay, BlackRock is buying up tons of real estate and tons of independent private companies. Okay, because they've got so much money and they can borrow it so cheaply that they're taking over the world along with other companies like that. Bill Gates is buying massive amounts of farmland. Okay, so what's really happening is the uber wealthy are getting wealthier. The middle class, when you look at your 401k, go, oh yeah, it's great, nice, or your IRA. However, is it real dollars or is it artificial dollars? Okay, is it the phony dollars because they keep devaluing the dollar and they're accounting for inflation? Because I would say that if you made $50,000 40 years ago and you made 200,000 today, you were a lot happier 40 years ago than you are today. Okay. So I think what you're seeing is the takeover, and which is only what? That is one step closer to socialism. Okay. Because again, the uber wealthy would love to have a socialism environment because they already got the money. Okay. They're not worried about being capitalists anymore. So again, that's just an opinion. You can take that for what it's worth. But you watch it, you'll see that all these assets are getting gobbled up by a few companies. Okay. And again, we'll see what happens. But I think it's kind of scary, and I think it's kind of dangerous for us. I mean, not for me. I'm old. Oh, 009. What's up? Yeah, I thought you killed me. Anyways, so I thought that that it was a like I said, for me, I'm old. It ain't gonna bother. It ain't gonna change my life, but I feel sorry for the generations in the future. Or if you're younger, if you're under 40 and here, I feel sorry for you. It's gonna be a long 25 years, 30 years. Yeah, well, you got troubles. I mean, I got troubles. I mean, you already live in a place that's got plenty of trouble. You're already experiencing it firsthand where you live. Okay. So anyways, look, as I said, you watch the watch list, you see very little flashing. It looks like the NASDAQ may get a little bit of action now. Let's see. There you go. Where are we at? 32. Okay, well, this just changed. So that's nothing, right? Now, again, someone might say, oh, yeah, this is a great, well, you could justify a trade there if you were trying to play support. Okay, but that's not what we're doing here. That's not my interest, trying to buy support. I'm looking for one thing right now, okay, and that is to play off on the emotions of others, okay, and that's it. And the only way we know that they're emotional is if you get big price movement with big volume, okay. That's the only way you know, and you don't know that's for 100%, but the likelihood is what? What do we expect if we get a blow off? What is our expectation? Okay. You tell me what is our expectation when we get a huge move in one direction or the other? Okay. Revert to the mean. Exactly. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a big reversal, but certainly a reversion to mean at least, right? So how do I know this is going to be revert back to mean? It could, but again, that is not the same trade. Okay, that if we were getting a true blow off, because a true blow off would be would mean that there was panic or FOMO involved. Okay, which then it gives us a much higher probability of success. Okay. So, again, unfortunately, markets suck right now. I mean, they're great for your 401ks or whatever and any investments, but they're for trading, they're about as dead as they can be. If you don't catch stuff early, and then late, it gets a little bit murky. Like today, I'm going to say, yeah, the volume is with, I don't know, Waldo, I think. I'm going to say this all out to everybody. I try to stay away, the very last few bars of the day, just because many times when you're getting the follow through into the close, whichever way it is, it has a tendency to continue to go that direction. Okay. And especially on a Friday, because every Friday is expiration now. Okay, it's not for every product, but the spiders, all the weeklies expire today. So I tend to say that there's usually a little bit, tends to move directionally, whichever way it starts to move late in the day. So a blowout that shows up at 350 or 355, it might be a great one, but because of the limited time we have to maneuver, if it's not right, okay, I tend to stay away, okay, unless it's just so crystal clear. But those are, again, it's very challenging when you're going to, because one thing's going to happen, the bell's going to ring, okay, and they're going to be done trading. And so again, that's just a little bit of words of advice. Okay, go to the bar. We used to go to the bar. Actually, I didn't drink back in those days, but I used to hang down. I used to hang down, at the bar with the guys. We were either playing hearts, backgammon, or hanging at the bar. So, but at the end of the day, again, you don't want to give up anything, because again, the trade you don't make might be the trade that saves you the money versus loses the money. Okay. I wish I could go to the pool. What do I care if it's 118? I like 118. Okay. The Lodge. Well, we used to go to Cirrus, right? Cirrus at the Board of Trade was the famous bar, and they knew how to pour. Good thing I didn't drink. I'd have been bombed all day. But again, you have to this is the kind of market that you must be more patient, and it's hard. That's the hard part. I would say that being patient is harder than making a trade. Okay. And not scared and patient are not the same thing. There are some that are afraid to make a trade, which I understand. Okay. But when you're just being involved for no reason and trying to create a trade, like here, is this a trade? I don't know. It's certainly, it doesn't qualify in my book yet. Okay. Now this has got a couple of minutes to go. Wait, 36. Yeah, this is ended. So here, this is the new bar starting. This was nothing. It was just a down move. Okay. So where am I going? Okay. Again, you have to remember that there are times that there's just nothing to do. And that it's been recently, it has been more that than anything else. Okay. Because again, it goes back to the complacency issue. Now this could have been potential. Okay. Again, but it doesn't reach my line. So again, I don't want to be aggressive in a market that doesn't want me to be aggressive. Okay. I hope that makes sense. When the market gets aggressive, it will show you when volatility increases, when you're seeing a market that is more, we'll call it two-way trade. Okay. Which is, buyers and sellers, the buyers rip them up, the sellers rip them down, and you get this battle and you get some wide price swings. This is not, you take a look at this market basically. And I mean, look at the entire range in the last 3 hours. You're talking about a total of maybe 5 points. I don't know how you're going to make any money in a 5-point range. Okay. That is the worst potential trading. That is consolidation at its finest, or torture at its finest, and can basically only cost you money. Okay. It doesn't, again, you're much better off being patient enough to wait for the market to come to you and give you exactly what you want, because the rewards will be much greater. And the other point is you won't be fighting against losses. Okay. Remember, we don't want to fight against trying to get our money back. We want to profit. Now, we don't profit on every trade. We know that. We already said 66% is our number. Now it's been so quiet, and we've been, I don't know, on Ticker Talker and this, we're hitting over about 80%. But that's not, I wouldn't expect to do that. I wouldn't tell anybody that. I mean, only the people that have been there every day know that that's about the number. But again, I'm telling you, it should be 66. Okay. It's too high. When it's clear, it's correct. Okay. Fridays has been my worst day trading. I stopped. I don't blame you. Okay. I think Fridays can be very tough. Now, again, this is for a guy like you, okay, and you've got a real good feel for the market. I've known you for, I don't know, 10 years, I think. Okay. For a guy like you, it should only be if it hits you in the head and says, hey, trade this one. Okay. If not, don't trade it. I agree with you. Okay. And it is also miserable to get beat up on a Friday as well. Okay. You know, listen, when the markets are going to be closed for 2 days, it's always miserable to lose on a Friday. You know, but yeah, I mean, again, you want to be, look, in these market conditions, which are slower than slow. Hey, Cap, you got any levels today? I'm just curious. Okay. You know, no biggie if you don't, but I'm just curious if you have anything in mind. Okay. But when you're in churning slower than slow, okay, you want to be more patient. It pays to turn the machine off. It pays to walk away and not worry if you miss a trade. Okay. Because to sit here all day and stare, okay, and hope, you're going to create more problems for yourself than success stories. Okay. Better, you know, it's one of the quotes I used to post on Saturday's call all the time. It's better to wish you were in a trade than to wish you were not. Okay. And that really is what it comes down to. Okay. Just say down looking. Listen, I don't know. I do think we might turn around today, but again, I'm not predicting anything. I'm just hanging out, you know, and hanging with you guys. Okay. I'm just yapping is what I do best, right? Talk. But you know, the picture's got to be clear, and there should be no doubt in your mind if it's a trade or not. If you can look at every one of these markets right now. I mean, I look at them all. What do I care? Here, we know the currencies all did about the same thing on the number this morning. Okay. You know, you can see that the consistent pattern pretty much across the board. Okay. So we know that. Okay. Now, you know, if you look at the crypto, we don't trade cryptos yet. I trade them today, but you know, I tell you what interesting thing happened today. Here, I want to show you something. Let me see what's going on right now. Okay. I trade these every day, right? But interestingly enough, earlier when they were pounding them, this spread was like 80 ticks wide. Now it's not that big a deal on the micro, you know, that's maybe $20 or $10, but you can't give up that kind of edge. See, notice the we'll call it the holes where there's no volume. It means it's just getting in the trade right now, but it'll get liquid eventually. But you get these wide spreads, and then you know that you don't belong in the market, okay? Because you can't afford to give up on the bid offer spread, okay? But anyways, it looks like we might be turning over. But again, I don't know. It's so quiet. Who could tell? Okay, you know, I just look and I stare and I watch the market, and you know, fortunately, it gives me time to do some other things because I'm not going to do anything. What platform are you trading using? That's Cunningham. Okay, I actually, now you know I pay for nothing, right? I'm too cheap to pay for. That is the one platform I do pay for. Okay, it's not real expensive, but it can be. I mean, it's a maximum of $500 a month. Okay, but it's 25. It used to be. I don't know what I may pay more. I didn't even know, but it's like 25 cents a trade. Okay, but I've been using the same platform for 22 years. Okay. When they first came out, they had a platform called Trading Technologies, which back in those days was $500 a month. I said, "You guys nuts?" Okay, so we found Cunningham, who mimicked Trading Technologies, and they've been a great platform. And so it's just easy. It's cloud based, so wherever I'm at, it opens up just like this. Okay, and again, I'm a point and click guy. Okay. I like to just pop them right in. I don't like to, think too hard. Anyways, it's TT. No, it's not. Nobody's given TT, at least not a full version. Okay. If they are, I'll switch in a minute because they had some very interesting dynamics for some of the things I trade. Ruddy 2347 last week's high. Okay. I can see that. Here, I'm gonna put an order in right now to sell it. I'm taking the captain's word for it. Where are you at there? 2347. So I go to 69, get ahead of the captain. Anyways, so again, I'm sorry, but this is going to be probably a non-starter. And again, you had a little bit of a spike here, but on what? What's the point? Ask yourself the question: is it worth getting involved? Okay. What is my evidence? Be a lawyer. Okay. What is my evidence that this is giving me the edge? Okay. Okay. All right. Correct. Okay. So, again, our whole model is based on grabbing an edge. Okay. And the edge is created on the backs and the emotions of others. Okay. So, as I tell you all the time, you just have to be patient enough. I mean, again, many would be thinking, oh, well, here comes a bluff. Well, okay, but where's the volume? Where's Clarapello? Where's the beef? Okay, how can I make money? All I'm doing, if I sell it here, and certainly I wish the volume was there, because coming into resistance, that'd be a great blow off spot. Okay, but here I'm just gambling. Now we know one thing is for sure, right? Dull markets have a tendency to drift higher, right? So certainly the lean should not be to the short side when you're in dull markets that are uptrending anyways, right? So, again, look, at the end of the day, we can only do what we can do. Okay. We can't force the market to do what we want to do. We have to wait for it. It's always the same thing. You got to wait, you got to wait. And in the meantime, when you look at the overall range, figure it out. Can you make any money in a 5-point range in the S&P? Well, you can't if you be at the top highs and lows all the time, but I will take a wager that you can't do that. So anyways, like I said, I don't know. We'll see. We'll watch. I'll talk. You can ask, like I said, you can ask all the questions you want. Okay. Oh, what do you think of carbon credit markets? How do you know? How'd you get? It's funny. I think it might be okay, but I have yet to find anything that's all that greatly tradable yet for carbon credits. Okay. The one company, Carbon Credit, is like a penny stock. There's a couple of ETFs, but they're really not. They don't have enough oomph yet. But I think that's got to. Listen. Under the current environment, I think that carbon credits is going to be probably something that's going to be very big in the future. Okay. Listen, we have an administration that banned oil basically from fracking and creating our own. Okay. So we're now beholding to OPEC, which what I think of them, they're criminals. Okay. And you can't, and they're waiting, just ramming up our, what. Miss Wyoming, what are you doing on YouTube and not in the webinar itself? So, when drawing levels of support and resistance, do you go to the end of the candles? I go with the whole thing. Okay. If I'm going to draw a line right here, if this is an area I'm drawing it right there. I look, I don't give a rat's ass about candles. Okay. Candles mean nothing to me. Okay. I only have them because if I'm walking around my office, I can see them from a far distance. Okay. I cannot see a line chart from a distance. It's too hard. Okay. It doesn't have merit, but at the end of the day, this is unfortunately, just continue to watch natural gas. If this continues to go higher, which it is, this is not the right time of year. I mean, there's a few things that could drive it higher, but it should not be trending dramatically higher. Okay. And notice the rally never stops. Okay. And so that should not be trending higher at this time of year, but it is. Now it could always explode, right? Because there's always the hurricane season, all that other stuff. Okay. But overall, look, I can't make a market move as much as I would love to. I don't know nothing about them. I remember 2 names or 3 names. The Doji is the one that's got no movement, right? That's the one that closes flat. I couldn't find one now if I wanted it, but right? Is that correct? And then when this closes like this on the top, is this like a hammer here? Is that what they call that? And I forget what the ones on the bottom. Trust me, I don't know nothing about all this crap. I just know a couple names because I've heard them. I got a good memory. But again, right here, if I'm drawing support, there it is right there. Again, remember, you're not dealing with a scalpel. Okay, you're dealing with a butcher knife. All you're trying to find is a general idea of where those levels are, not exactly where they are. Okay, because we don't know exactly. We're using the information that's being given to us by the chart to determine where it stops going down and where it stops going up. And nothing more creates what I talk about all the time, which is the consolidation pattern, which is what? The greatest time of uncertainty. So we know that from this pattern, there's going to be a move. Now, again, if you want to guess the move, well, based on the overall pattern, it should go higher probably, right? Now, again, I just said I think it's going lower at the end of the day, but based on all the information I can look at that's in front of me, I would have to assume the market's going to continue to rally. So, what can I tell you? Okay, I can't make the markets react or do what I want them to do. I have to react to the market itself. And right now, it's calling. If you put a cardiac machine on this market, it would show dead. Okay, they'd be burying it already because there's nothing going on. There's no action. We haven't even come close to a potential trade. Okay, I mean, this is minuscule. This is the worst day I think I've seen since we've been doing this. We've had some really bad days, but I think this is the slowest I've ever seen. Okay? So, again, unfortunately, I can't force it to do something. I can only watch and wait to participate. But I think many people make that error, okay, that they feel compelled because they're in front of the screen to trade. July 4th weekend, it'll be, but that could create just what we're looking for, right? You're correct. But some of the biggest days come on those holiday weekends because they're much thinner. It takes much less to make the blow off. Well, crude oil is going down, but I wouldn't exactly say it's going down at a rapid pace. Okay. I mean, basically, it's really just in consolidation, is it not? I mean, look, if you put a gun to my head right now, so you got to trade this right now, I got to be a buyer. Okay. I'm not buying it, but if you tell me I got to make a decision for my life, or I'd have to lean to be a buyer. It may break down, but that would be the direction I'd be going right now. Okay. Well, that's good. Made a few hundred and shut down. That's what you should do. No, you got invited yesterday too, big boy. Okay. Get invited every day. No. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you got to win the battle within yourself. Otherwise, kiss your ass goodbye because you'll never make any money. You'll always be battling that same battle, okay, which is, very challenging. I know it's hard. Listen, as I said, I've made the mistakes myself many, 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 many times. Okay. Many, 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 many times. And at the end of the day, okay, I always regret it and always end up talking to myself, but I do it anyways. These live recordings on the site, no, I send them out usually. They're also on YouTube as well, but I forgot to send yesterday's, but I'll send them both today. I have them, until I erase them, but I'll send them. But this is the hardest part of the trading world, is doing nothing. Okay, now what time is it? 54. This has zero chance to do anything. Okay, the spike here has zero chance. NASDAQ, zero chance. Russell, zero, and the Dow is zero. We got a zero probability of getting a trade in the next, because the next bar clicks in a minute and 10 seconds. So I mean, again, they could look appealing, but if you traded anything since they've been together here, you're making a big mistake. Okay, you're giving away money in the long run. Is that what it is? Okay. 20, 50 count. Oh, well, that's I have a mag. I'm capped at 500. I do. I don't know if it's still 25 or if it's 50. It doesn't matter to me. Believe me, I go over the cap in the third day usually. Okay. Crude is plummeting. Yeah, it's down a whole 6 cents from last time I looked at it. Okay. Look at the volume. Okay. That tells you there's nothing to do anyways. That's one thing about scaled charts. Sometimes they exaggerate, which is why you have to look at them very carefully. Okay. But anyways, I know that I don't know how much I'm paying per contract. I know my cap is 500 a month. Okay. And usually by the first couple of days of the month, I'm already capped out. So it's free. But yes, I do pay for it. I mean, I pay for the first part, but what am I going to do? I mean, I want to, it's the easiest for me because you know me, I trade when I use what I'm comfortable with. Okay. Awesome. Made 150 bucks. Good. Good. You see that? And look at it. You made one trade, 150. What's wrong with that? Okay. Now, I know you were. Listen, a counselor, I know you bust my balls all the time. Okay. You and the captain are the number 1 and 2 ball busters. Okay. But so at the end of the day, thanks. I love you too. Listen, I get it. I have no problem with it. I'm a big boy. I'm tough. I can handle it. Okay. But, we have to be, again, this really sucks because, of course, everyone wants to trade. Okay. And as do I. I mean, I need the money. I got a pool going in. Somebody got to pay for that. Okay. So, and the way the markets have been, they ain't paying for it right now. Okay. It's been, debt isn't good for anything. Okay. So in the meantime, here we sit and talk and chat and hang out. And that's all I can do. As much as I would like to, have lots of trades on. Okay. But in 3 days, this is our 3rd day doing this, right? In this format. We made one trade on Wednesday and one trade yesterday, both winners, but not enough. Okay. We do much better under the law of large numbers, which means the more we can trade, okay, we'll have more losers, but we'll have many more trades. So our profits will be bigger. Okay. That's again, the whole theory behind everything we do. Okay. We would love to be more active, but more active is more active based on, I've enjoyed every second of the time. Well, listen, it's great to have you. And you've made money both 2 days in a row, right? It's great to have. Look, I'm happy to teach it, right? I'm happy to hang out. But I want to just keep reminding, I know it's redundant. I know it gets annoying, but I have to remind everybody that sometimes you just can't trade. It's for your own good, not for mine. I got my own demons to deal with. Okay. So, and obviously the best markets are when you get replays, right? You get stopped out, not good, but then you get another trade right after it. So again, you're going to the law of large numbers theory. Okay. As long as you're following my rules to how to trade this, you'll make money. Okay. But you have to follow the rules. You cannot deviate any portion of those rules. Okay. And remember, the quieter markets get, the quieter you should be. Okay. This is not a casino. Okay. We are looking purely for an edge. Okay. And even if you got nothing else to do, go do something else anyways. I tell you what you should be doing when it's like this. If you want to watch markets, you should be watching old ones to get a feel for the pattern, get the pattern recognition, so you can start to spot them ahead of time as they're happening, which will prepare you faster. 100%. Take a walk anything. You're 100% right. Right. I just started. Ticker Talker's got some issues. Okay. And I told him on Tuesday. I ain't coming back, or Monday, whatever. I'm not coming back until they're all resolved. I'll just do it for you guys here. I mean, I will go back eventually when they can prove to me that it's all resolved. Then I'll go back. But I'm not gonna be irritated, and more importantly, have my members be yelling at me when I got nothing to do with it. Okay. So I just rather do it right here. Here I have total control. Okay. So, but anyways, so I'm going to stay another few minutes, but I can tell you, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything. And, I only have so many words I can spit out at a time. Okay. But if you remember the ones I do spit out, they're pretty important. Okay. But this has been the worst day. And I don't know, I think I've been doing this for, how long have we been doing this for anyway? I don't even know. 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is. This is the slowest day ever. Okay. So that's what believe me, I'd be out in the garden too. If I was in Vegas, I'd be out by my pool that's not finished yet. Okay. But it's closer. They got the deck in now. Everything's in. I think you just have the plaster. And then I think you can fill it after, some point after that. I don't know much about pools. ZL, you want me to look at oil? Sure, I'll look at it for you. You know me, buddy. I'll look at anything for you. Yeah, I mean, this was certainly a potential opportunity as a buy down here. Okay, I don't know how it would have worked out, but I don't trade it during the day, but certainly you could have looked at it. Okay, bean oil. I mean, just like the grains, they got pummeled. Not pummeled. They were down. I mean, this was a really good opportunity. Look, I didn't make the trade, so I hate to talk about trades I didn't make. Right. So, but there's opportunity in every market. Okay, but first learn the process. Get good at a couple of products that you understand and that you get that are more active. Okay, and then you can open up the dam and start to be more aggressive in other products. I mean, my goal is to have everybody able to watch 6 at a time. Okay, or 9. I mean, my goal would be to have everybody able to use this chart right, just like this. Okay. That would be my goal for everybody, to get to where they can just see this, because then you can just hone in on one if you see something happening. In the meantime, we know nothing's happening. Okay. So that would just be, for me, and what I'd like you to be able to do. Right. Exactly. Okay. Nothing can be slower than that mind. Okay. In the meantime, no water. They said I didn't have to water the deck, and nobody's there anyways. All right. Well, as much as I'd like to hang out with y'all, I got to say adios, because there's just nothing to do, and I might as well get some other stuff done. So I'll see a bunch of you tomorrow. Okay. Have a great weekend. I will be on Fox Business at 4:55 with Liz Clayman today. I don't know if she's in today, but with Liz Clayman's show. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday, if not tomorrow. Thanks all. See you later.